Good evening. I'm Brian Reagan. This is
Tyler Kelly.
And we are coming to you with Twilight Talks on Faith. And tonight we are in Hebrews chapter 11. Because remember what it said in verse 2, for by it, by faith, the elders obtained a testimony. And we looked last time at Abel. And today we look at Enoch in verse 5. Tyler, if you'll read that.
By faith Enoch was taken away so that he did not see death, and was not found because God had taken him. For before he was taken, he had this testimony that he pleased God.
All right. Enoch and Abel are both before the flood. And that world before the flood is the world that verse 3 was originally created by God by faith. How men and women functioned before the flood and how men and women have had to function since the flood are two very different things. In the garden, how Adam and Eve were designed to function was very different than after the garden. But after the flood, man's lifespan goes down drastically. And so what we see with Abel and what we see with Enoch is their life of faith in a great portion really comes down to simply doing what God said. And so verse 5 there, by faith Enoch was taken away so that he did not see death, and was not found because God had taken him. Now I wish they would have put parentheses or something, because by faith before he was taken, his testimony was that he pleased God. His being taken was because of his faith, and his faith was that he pleased God. You say, well, what did he do exactly, brother? He walked with God. Well, how did he walk with God? He did what God said when God said to do it, and he trusted in God to do what God told him to do. But flip over to the book of Jude, Tyler. I think it's like about verse 17 or 18, something like that. You know what I'm talking about with Enoch.
You were close. It was 14.
14 and 15. There we go. Go on ahead and read 14 and 15.
Now Enoch the seventh from Adam prophesied about these men, also saying, Behold, the Lord comes with 10,000s of his saints, to execute judgment on all, to convict all who are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds, which they have committed in an ungodly way, and of all the harsh things which ungodly sinners have spoken against him.
All right. So Enoch, we know Enoch was a prophet. He was a prophet centuries before the flood, and he prophesied about the second advent, or the second coming of Jesus at the end of time in final judgment. Now, just really wrap your mind around that. In the garden, he prophesied about the virgin birth and the coming of Messiah and what would ultimately be played out on the cross, that God did that with Adam and Eve. Enoch is going to be gone from the earth before the flood. People are living just shy of 1,000 years. And he's talking about not the first coming, but the second coming of Jesus at the end of created time with his mighty angels in final judgment. I don't know about you, there's a point of faith in preaching that message. No one's ever known a first destruction of anything. There's no proof for any reason to even speak or preach something like this. And yet he does. And he believes in what he preaches. He believes in the God who commands him to preach it. And he walks faithful with him. Because Enoch's great-grandson Noah is going to be tasked with another job that involves being a witness. But notice right here, though, we have Abel, faithful in his sacrifice, obedient to God, that he has a testimony. Enoch, faithful in preaching and living faithful for 3 centuries. Now let that one sink in. He walked with God for 300 years, 3 centuries. America hadn't even been around 3 centuries. Enoch was faithful with God longer than America's been a country, y'all. And he did it by faith, and he pleased God, and that's God's testimony about Enoch. I said, brother, but when are you going to get to the great things faith does? I don't know. I think your name being recorded in the book, and God saying you're one of his top people in faith, that's pretty huge, y'all. But can I tell you a great secret about seeing great manifestations in faith? You'll never see great manifestations in response to your faith until you've shown faith and faithfulness in something as simple as giving God what he asks for. You have some other thoughts on this one, my brother?
No, sir.
All right, I'm Brian Reagan. This is
Tyler Kelly.
And we are out here, and Lord willing, we'll see you in the morning.